Hi everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Bites. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because it is geared more towards parents. So I wanted to introduce you guys to 4 baby-led weaning recipes that are really easy to make, and you can prep them all ahead of time, and you can even put them all in the freezer so that you can just thaw them out for when you want to give them to your baby. So let's get started. This first recipe, I like to call them broccoli bites, but I guess they're also shaped like broccoli nuggets. You're going to have to steam about 16 ounces of fresh broccoli, or you can buy the frozen steamable bags. I think that's a lot easier, and just put those in the microwave according to the package directions. And then we're going to shred 3/4 cup of organic mozzarella cheese, and you don't have to go organic here. I just prefer that when it comes to making baby food. When your broccoli is done steaming, go ahead and just put it in a bowl, and you can either use a fork, but I do find that a potato masher is a lot easier to break all this broccoli up because you do want it to be in tiny pieces. Next up, we're gonna add in 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, and then we'll do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, which is optional. I don't like to add salt or pepper, so I just add some other sort of seasoning to kind of give it a little bit more flavor and taste. So it'll be 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then 3/4 cup of the mozzarella cheese that we shredded, as well as 2 eggs. And you're gonna mix all of this together. And now we'll use our hands to shape these into little rectangles, and you can do whatever shape you like, but I noticed my baby prefers the rectangle because they are easy for him to hold and eat. So you're gonna pop these in the microwave at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes. So while the broccoli bites are baking, we're gonna do the same thing with cauliflower. So get a 16-ounce bag of cauliflower. Once again, I used a steamable bag. You're gonna mash these up, and you'll find that the cauliflower is a lot easier and quicker to mash up. And this recipe is gonna be very similar, only I do add cottage cheese in this one for extra protein. So we're gonna also do a cup of panko breadcrumbs, 3/4 cup of organic mozzarella cheese, then 1/4 cup of cottage cheese, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and once again 2 eggs, and mix it all together. And please let me know in the comments below if you try any of these recipes and how your baby likes them. The pancakes that we're gonna do next are my baby's favorite. I love to put peanut butter on them because he's already been introduced to peanut butter, or even cashew butter. And give the video a thumbs up, please. It helps us support my channel, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I would love to see you guys join the Sarah's Bites family. And just like with the broccoli bites, we're gonna shape these into rectangles. Both recipes make about anywhere 17 to 20 pieces. Really depends how big or small you shape them. And with the cauliflower bites, you're also gonna throw them in the oven at 350 degrees for 25 minutes. We like to store these in the freezer. That's why we make so many ahead of time. I know it looks like a lot of food for a baby, but you can keep them in the freezer, I would say, for up to 3 months. Probably no more than that. I don't think it will last more than that if you're giving them to your baby every day or every couple of days. But I do like to put them between parchment paper and a Ziploc bag. That way, when they are frozen, they're just a lot easier to pull out that way. Alrighty, so next recipe are Owen's favorite, and honestly they're my favorite too because I find myself munching on these baby pancakes. What we're gonna do is use a blender. I like to use my NutriBullet. You're gonna add in 1 cup of old-fashioned oats, and to that we're gonna add in 1 ripe banana. The more ripe the better in my opinion. And then 3/4 cup of milk or formula or oat milk if your baby's not been introduced to regular milk yet. Or you can do breast milk. I mean, the options are endless here. So some type of milk, 3/4 cup, and then 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, only if you have introduced that to your baby. Owen started eating peanut butter at about 5 months. He's good with it, so that's why we do it. But you can omit that or try other butters like almond butter or cashew butter, and also throw in 1 egg, and you're gonna just blend this up until it's smooth. And then we're just gonna cook these like regular old pancakes. You're gonna use a non-stick pan. You shouldn't really need oil if it's non-stick, and just pour these in a few batches at a time. This recipe makes about 10 little bitty pancakes. Really depends on what size you make them. So if you want to freeze them, make sure you use parchment paper in between because they will stick together when they're frozen. If you don't freeze them, they should be good in the fridge for up to 2 more days. So we usually have about 9 to 10 pieces, and we just put them in the fridge. And like I said, I like to munch on them too, so they don't last long. And I like to put some additional peanut butter on top of them when I give them to Owen, or even some cashew butter is his favorite. But like I said, just make sure your baby has already been introduced to nut butters before you make these, or just omit the nut butters and make banana pancakes. And our last recipe are salmon bites. We're trying to introduce more fish to Owen more frequently, so I think these help quite a bit. So you're gonna boil 1 medium sweet potato and mash that up with a fork, and then you're gonna add in about 5 ounces of cooked salmon. So make sure it's either fresh salmon that you cooked up and that there are no bones, because sometimes those large fillets, even though they say there are no bones in there, I still find bones in those. Or what you can do is buy the little 5-ounce wild caught salmon pack at the grocery store. It's usually where the canned tuna stuff is. That's a really good option too. That's what I used in this recipe. And then we're gonna add in 1 avocado that you sliced up just so it's easier to mash up, 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of onion powder just for some additional flavor and trying to introduce him to different smells and stuff like that, and then 1 egg. And you're gonna mix all of this together. And then we're gonna shape these again into little rectangles, or whatever shape you prefer or your baby prefers. And you can either put them in the oven the same way that we did the cauliflower and broccoli bites at 350 degrees for about 25 minutes, or you can do them on the pan. I had the pan in front of me, so it was just a lot quicker to get it over with. And I did use a little bit of olive oil because these were sticking when I first tried them. So shape them, and if you do the pan, go ahead and do them for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, because remember, everything is cooked in here but the egg, which is holding all these ingredients together. So you just need a couple of minutes on each side. And just like with the other recipes, you can freeze these for up to 3 months. I hope your babies love at least one of these, or at least the pancakes. They seem to be popular with most babies. And that your cuties are having fun exploring with different foods, because that's what it's all about, right? I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.